Daesh represents the real difference of the world that we are living in and all of you are having to deal with. The 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even the first part of the 21st century, even with the terrible events of 9/11, which is when the real transition became most marked. All of those years were not as complicated to figure out as today, because it was a very bipolar world with, in some of those years, people like the Titos and others sort of tampening down all of this ethnic and religious differential. But with the fall of the Berlin Wall and a certain triumphalism that entered into people's thinking after that, there was kind of a missing, if you will, of the challenge of building states and of empowering people. And as you know, we have an Office of Stabilization here, but we didn't do enough stabilization in various places, including, may I add, where we needed to do more, and I think President Obama would be the first to say this, in Libya, in the aftermath of the events there. So what we have to recognize is that those forces have been unleashed now. And they've been unleashed in a world where people are more in touch than at any time in human history. Everybody has a mobile device, or almost everybody has a mobile device, even in the poorest countries. They may not have a job, they may not have much opportunity or education, but they can communicate. And they get a sense of what's happening in the world. And that changes their aspirations, it changes their hopes. The people in Tahrir Square were not there driven by the Muslim Brotherhood or any other religious affiliation. They were young kids who wanted jobs and opportunity and a future. The fruit vendor in Tunisia who set himself on fire was tired of being slapped around by police and not allowed to sell his fruit where he wanted to. And so frustrated and so crushed in his aspiration simply to sell his fruit, he burned himself to death.